Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my favorite, your favorite, everyone's favorite, no one's least favorite podcast, the Everything and Nothing podcast. Of course, starring your boys. You got me, you got Brandon, you got Kyle, you got Jalen. But the thing is, we're not actually here this week. We did not record. I had prior obligations, and it didn't really help with the time schedule. So we decided to do something a little different this week. What we decided to do is start doing what I'm going to call, coming up with this on the fly because I haven't thought of a name. We're going to call it Everything and Nothing Classics or just E&N Classics. This week we decided to post our first ever episode. Can I get a or can I bring a to go box? In this episode, you get to learn a bit more about us, how we met, like the histories of our friendship. It's crazy to think how much time has passed since we initially started. Brandon was still in the process of planning his wedding. Now here we are at the end of April, and or I guess by the time this releases, it'll be the beginning of May, the month he gets married. That's so wild to me. But yeah, this podcast has been a hell of a journey. It's been a wonderful time. I've loved every bit of it. And like I said in the beginning, this is my baby. And here we are just watching this baby grow and become more. And I'm excited for where it can go later. Um, so I don't want to say too much more. I hope you guys enjoy what we were able to do in the beginning. And I hope that this satisfies those who came into our journey a little later, wondering who are these four amazing gentlemen that I'm listening to every week that just captivate me with their words and entertain me with their topics. Like, who are they? Hopefully you get some of those answers, or at least a little bit of it, with this episode. It's crazy to think too. We didn't even have like theme music yet. We didn't have an intro song. We didn't have an outro song. Yet here I was at the end saying, "Play me out." Uh, so it all comes together well. So without further ado, here is the first ever episode of the Everything and Nothing podcast. Can I bring a to go box? Enjoy. How are you doing, everyone? Welcome to your new favorite podcast. You got the Everything and Nothing podcast with Mike, Jalen, Brandon, and Kyle. So let's get into our introductions first because I know you don't know who any of us are. I am your host. Well, we're all hosts, but I am one of your hosts, near and dear to your hearts, either now or in the future, Michael Hawkins. And I got three of my great friends, Brandon Moody.
See, I hate always being second because this is really my time to shine. But I'm gonna take that time because the people want it and they need it. This is your boy Brandon Aaron Moody to be exact. I have started school today, and I would like to say that I'm not ready for it. But when you really think about it, maybe the school isn't ready for me. You know, there's some confidence. I'm gonna give you a little bit of confidence to the people out there listening. That's a little point for you, free of charge. I think I'm done. Go ahead.
I don't really know the point he gave y'all, but we're gonna continue. My guy laughing. My guy laughing in the background. Well, not in the background, on the mic. We got another one of your hosts, Kyle Ricard.
Hey everyone. Last week or two ago, I was at the bus stop and I saw a cloud that was hand shaped, but like minus like the top knuckles. And I was looking at it and I put my hand up and it was almost the same size because of the distance. And it was like I high fived a cloud and it was just a really beautiful moment for me and transformative for my life.
I'm happy you have that.
What the fuck?
So I'm gonna pass it to Jalen.
We got my man's Jalen Gardner. Be normal, please. We need one.
What's up, everybody?
I thought
Clearly,
my
I'm the most
thing
normal one in the group. I mean, I just hope you guys enjoy this podcast. Keep listening. It's gonna be a wild ride.
Oh my goodness. Have y'all noticed Kyle laughs like the Joaquin Phoenix Joker?
Dog, I've told him that. I have told him that. And that's exactly what I was thinking. I was about to say, and also we have the Joker as a guest. I was like, I've actually told Kyle that. I was like,
That's just how it comes
That's
out.
so accurate.
yeah, I mean, look, it is what it is, man. It's like,
Oh my goodness. But man, as you see, we are already having fun. And when we have fun, you have fun. So we got a nice little day planned out for you. I don't know how long it's gonna be yet. We're gonna find that out a little later. We want to talk to you.
They already know.
Well, oh yeah, you will know because you got Apple Podcasts, you got Spotify,
Check your screen.
Or-
Screen near you.
or yeah,
First
whatever's on your
episode.
screen. Episode
Episode
one.
number one.
But yeah, we want to get into it about a few things. Kanye West dropped an album. I don't want for you to think that's the most important thing because I said it first. It's just the first thing that came to mind. Kendrick
actually last.
has returned. He is among us once again. He unretired.
The God.
He exists apparently. What else do we got? We got a story, well, multiple stories about like how we met and like just our friendship through the years. It's been a great time. It's gonna continue to be a great time. And now we got this. Yo, it's crazy. Inspirational, I hope. Get out there, follow your dreams, do you. Whatever you want to do, just do that shit. I hit them up, I was like, hey, would y'all like to do a podcast? Because we do this anyway. Like we talk anyway. Every laugh we've had, that would have happened when this mic was on. We were laughing before we started talking to y'all. But yeah, we wanted to get out to y'all. I wanted to get out to y'all. So just get up, do it, whatever it is. As long as it's like good. Like don't just get up and like just go do some stuff that I'm not gonna talk about because I'm not giving you ideas. But who met who first? I guess technically I met Brandon first. And it wasn't necessarily a friendly interaction. It wasn't a non-friendly one. It was kind of like just a, oh, you're the person that people tell me exists. Cool. And then I like continue about my time. There was actually this girl that I had a crush on that apparently he had a crush on too.
Crazy. But that's in the past. I mean,
We're talking about how we met. This whole story is the past.
I know. I was about to finish. Look. Yeah. Yeah, we both like the same girl. We found out later. You know, I think I have more of a chance personally, but you know, we ain't gonna talk about that.
I will tell you on the record. I will tell you on record that is not true.
Wow, hating ass.
Okay.
But it don't even matter. That's few and far between. Your boy. Oh, if you didn't know that, know this. Your boy Brandon. Unfortunately for all the ladies out there, I know, but your boy is getting married, happily so.
You got a date yet?
Huh?
Got a date yet?
No, I don't have a date yet, but we're working on it. It's gonna happen, I promise. Like it's gonna happen next year, I promise. But you know, you guys will be the first to know.
So you're getting there.
Yeah, I'm looking at venues. I'm going to a venue meeting this week. Anyway, I got way off the track. Met Mike later on. Mike, you can tell it because I'd be forgetting. To be
All
honest.
right, so
Like,
I will say that me and Brandon actually met. What was that? Sophomore year of college. We didn't go to the same school. His very wonderful girlfriend, Brandy, she attended the same school as I, and her and my best friend Ed were friends from high school. And I think before that as well. I don't know if they were friends before that, but I know they knew each other. Right, quote unquote friends. Brandon's doing air quote for our audible listeners. But how did y'all? I don't know the story of how y'all ended up in my dorm that day. I had nothing to do with it.
basically, I just came over to visit Ed. You know, we didn't have the best relationship in high school, but this was during the transformation. It's like, you know, how a caterpillar becomes a butterfly.
Mm-hmm.
And this was during my molting, like my transformation to the man that I am today. Back in the high school days, I'll say it. I was probably a little bitch,
Bro, low key, that was
for real.
low key early height, like
Yeah,
9th, 10th grade, most definitely for me.
I mean, like, because honestly, I just let people walk all over me, say whatever they want to say. I didn't really fight back because my mantra was, man, if I'm nice to as much people as possible, if I'm as nice as I can be to people, there's no way they'll be mean to me. Wrong. People are
Sometimes
just
it makes it
mean.
easier.
Yeah, they just take that as an easy target. But this was during my transformation into that. So I was like, well, I'll still go see Ed, whatever. And he was also in his transformation period. Basically, I met Mike then. He wasn't the nicest person either.
I wasn't?
Like, nah.
What? What?
What
Hold on. So let's switch this story up for a
Story
second because I'm gonna
time.
tell it from my perspective. I come home from work. He's just in my dorm. I'm like, who is this? And I gotta piece some things together. I'm like, okay, I do remember seeing him. I don't think I'd ever seen Brandy before at that point. So I was really confused what was going on there. So I come in. Yeah, Brandy was there.
Damn, I really don't remember this then. Never mind.
Yeah, but Brandy was there. And somehow we ended up playing Tekken. I'm the meanest person in the world, but I let you play my video games after I got home from work.
I don't think I said you were the meanest person in the world.
Whatever you said, you said I wasn't the nicest.
Rewind the tape.
I think you said I wasn't the nicest. And it's like, what I'm saying is I don't recall doing anything to you that wasn't nice. I came in, I'm like, I don't know who you are, but hello. That's not exactly what I said verbatim, but I greeted you, not knowing who you were. Just figuring you obviously knew Ed since you were sitting in this apartment and everybody was calm about it.
That's fair.
So, came in, de-escalate from my work day a little bit, turn on a video game. Somehow we start talking about fighting games. We end up playing Tekken. That was a fun time.
Okay, I do kind of remember that.
And that's kind of all. I think after that you left, and I think that was all for that experience. That was in the dorm. I think did you visit us when we lived in an apartment?
Yeah.
I'm
pretty sure.
Yeah, because Vic's been there before.
Yeah.
Wait, then I'm fast forwarding a lot. Then that's not when I met you. That's a completely different time.
Regardless, let's fast forward a little bit. We had chance encounters here and there.
We had chance encounters here and there. The final chance encounter, which I never would have seen coming, came at a time where Ed and I were considering adding a third roommate to help with our finances. And at the time we had another friend of ours in mind, and she was really dope, but both Ed and I agreed that she could be a pretty argumentative person and would bring stress to our home that we didn't always need. And then he was like, hey, how would you feel about Brandon living with us? And I'm like, who is Brandon? And then he was like Moody. And I'm like, oh, that was one of the most random experiences of my life, just for the simple fact that I barely knew you. And like how Ed spoke of you up to that point, I'm like, you want to live with Brandon? So I'm like, I mean, we can, I guess. So then that happened. And that was when we became really cool. But there is a story that exists before that point of when you moved into our apartment. And that is how you three met, because all of your engagements for the most part occurred before you moved to Lansing, Brandon. So now the story kind of shifts if we're going to go chronologically.
Yeah. People, I got to tell you, if you couldn't tell from the intro, I think highly of myself. And you know what? People say, like, why do you think so high? Why do you gas yourself up? And I say to them, if I don't, who will? By Goku. I'm Super Saiyan 3.
That's one of his most legendary quotes too.
Yes, it is. It is. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. So since no one will, I'll gas myself up. And I'm gonna say it right now. You see all these people, all this ragtag group.
Okay, hold on.
Let me finish my.
Mute his.
I don't know where he's going with this.
No. Yeah. You see this group of ragtag people here? Well, guess what? Just call me Elmer. because I'm the glue that binds us together. Jalen, you can tell the story.
Y'all hear the silence going on?
What else it is?
All right, so I'll go. So I decided to go to the university called Grand Valley State University, and in
Forgot the same thing.
August of 2011, me, Brandon, and Kyle ended up in the same dorm called Ott Living Center.
I have a question.
So
When you say y'all ended up in the same dorm, was it like the same room or like the same hall?
same building.
Okay.
Jalen and I were on the same floor.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a smaller dorm. It was only like what 40 people in the dorm building.
Yeah, it was pretty small.
Yeah, so it was not like your typical dorm.
Okay.
Anyways, I didn't know so at Grand Valley. I think I was one of 3 people from high school to go to that school. And I actually got to know Kyle first because of the way Grand Valley's schedule is. We started before Labor Day. So I think like we have 1 week of school and then Labor Day weekend, like 3/4 of our dorm went home.
Mm-hmm.
And it's me, Kyle,
It was like
a
there's
couple
probably
other
like
friends.
8, 9, or 10
Yeah,
of
it was
us.
like
It was
like
a
10 of
small.
us.
It was like when I say like was like camp, like
Yeah,
it was
it was
like
like
summer
summer
camp,
camp.
but we were going to school. It was just because of the size of the dorm.
That's honestly what I imagine.
Yeah, and that weekend, we Jalen and I bonded over. We played Mafia.
Mafia, yeah.
And
The first one?
And we
no,
made
the card game.
the card
Oh,
game.
the card
or
game.
the- yeah, and we made like a choreographed dance to.
Oh yeah, there
all
was a
the kids. I
choreographed
think.
dance.
I think
Yeah,
it's called.
Jasmine led that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
that's how.
Do y'all remember this dance?
No, but I do remember it was
it's
to
on-
it was to the Pumped Up Kicks song.
Yeah, Pumped Up
Yeah,
That
Kicks.
was
I
such
Which
a
is
good
kind of
song.
like
It's kind of. I had no idea what that song was about. Like, we were dancing. I had never heard that song.
The song about a
think
school shooting.
I think it's still on Facebook.
Choreographed dance,
I think
2011.
it's still on Facebook. Actually.
What a time.
The molting was not done yet. Like the transformation had not come.
And Kyle, I'll pass it over to you.
Yeah, so I got to know Jalen over that weekend. But I think Brandon and I
met you
know
first.
each other like
Yeah.
first day.
Yeah.
Planking was big in 2011. We ended up planking on the vending machines, which required some climbing. This is the first day in the building, and so I don't know what. Think about this for a second. Like first day in a new place, let me climb on top of the vending machine.
This
is where we were at. This is where our friendship was already at on day one. And Brandon sort of expressed to me that early on that there was, he was Batman and I was Robin. And this was something to the point where he had a Batman mask that he would wear around. And remember, this is camp. And I think now it's sort of I would say it's less Batman and Robin and more like Nightwing and an old ass man.
Which one's the old ass man?
I know. I was gonna say, you the old ass man.
Oh, if I'm Robin, then I'm Nightwing now, and if you were Batman, now you're an old ass man.
So now you're an old ass.
You know,
that's true.
Batman,
you are out here telling bad dad jokes.
I mean, not really. I mean, Batman, an older Batman. I don't think you can really say that.
He's still Batman. Okay.
Mhm.
I mean, like in Batman Beyond, is he Batman? He's just Bruce.
I mean, he was at the beginning.
Okay.
God, look at this man. You see
Old
this people?
man.
This man always
Right,
trying to
old
come from
man.
my neck.
Old
It's all good.
Man,
He's trying to
continue
topple
your
the
story.
king, but keep
Over
trying.
to get people
Yeah.
to climb vending
What's your
machines
part
and
of the
shit.
story, old man?
I don't like that. Okay, I don't even
Brandon.
think I'm the oldest
Brandon
one here.
Moody. Oh shit.
Oh, you definitely are.
I am.
Yeah, I think you are.
By how much?
I'm the youngest.
About like 5 months.
Jalen, when's your birthday?
August.
Oh, yeah, you're definitely the oldest one here.
Daniel's the oldest one here.
No,
Brandon is.
Brandon is. Brandon, then Jalen, then you, then me.
Sorry to call you out like that, Brandon.
Explains why I have so much wisdom.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
wouldn't say all that, but continue.
anyway, quiet whippersnapper. All right.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever been called that in like actual life? Because I have at a grocery
Nah.
store and I stopped moving. Like I froze like a deer in headlights.
Yeah,
I was like,
whippersnapper.
whoa. I was like, they exist still.
You know, from my perception, perspective, I can talk. Yeah, what Kyle said is true. I did feel that I was Batman, he was Robin. This was a whole new world for me, people. You got to keep this in mind. I'm coming to this place, Grand Valley State University. My whole life, I've been around nothing but black people, pretty much. And coming to Grand Valley, it was quite the shift. Like, quite the shift. I was like, is this how the world is? Like, you know? So pretty much Kyle was pretty much one of my first Caucasian friends, you know. So that was pretty cool, you know. He made a good impression, you know. It was all dependent upon you, Kyle. The world rested on your shoulders.
Right, so I have a quick question because like I can't let the way you said Caucasian slip by. I feel like the way you said it, like even though you did it quieter than normal, that added more emphasis to it. And I also want to ask, like when Kyle refers to you, would you rather him say my African American friend?
I mean, it'd be funnier that way. Like, but, you know, I didn't mean anything by it. I just thought it'd be funny. But said it like that. You know,
I thought it was funny.
I thought it was funny too. And I'm like, was that intentional?
It was intentional, yes, but I didn't mean anything extra by it. Anyway, met with Kyle. It was pretty cool, but you know, there's always politics wherever you go, and we just happen to be dealing with dorm politics. So, dorm politics.
That first couple of weeks was like the ultimate dorm politics.
Yes,
Figuring out who your friends are, who your enemies are.
Your enemies are.
really, which is kind of crazy, man. I gave it to that boy.
Seeking out enemies.
Did y'all find enemies in your dorm?
I wouldn't
did.
say
Like,
I
Brandon
would say
definitely
that.
did.
Yeah, Brandon definitely had enemies.
Brandon did? Whoa, we can
I
save
don't
that
think
story.
that I don't think that I had enemies. There were people
you were the
that I
golden
definitely
boy.
think were disruptive to the peace, but
nah, Kyle, you were the golden boy. You could do no wrong.
okay.
For some
He
reason,
climbed vending machines his first day. What you
and
That's
yet he
fair.
could still. So did I.
You did?
Yes.
Yeah, they both did.
Yeah.
You
One person actually said to me, this was during my transformation, by the way. I really transformed in like sophomore year, I'd say. But someone actually said to me, I don't like him. He's too nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like,
that was it.
What? No, it was someone else too.
Oh wow.
I remember that.
And I'm just over here like, what? Like, you know? So I actually had a few enemies, you know? But I like to think that it's not so much I had enemies. They just never got a chance to see the greatness. And they were well on their way. So I was talking with people, and you know, I got too many enemies at one point. I met Jalen. He was cool as hell. And me and him hit it off well because of a certain reason that I will not say. But yeah, you know, I got a little bit too many enemies. So I actually retreated into the dungeon. The dungeon being my room, because Skyrim came out, and I was like, well, fuck it. If I'm gonna have all these enemies and people want to be mean as hell to me, I'll just play Skyrim and go to class. What a great time to be alive. What a great decision I made there. Like,
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Where on the timeline is Skyrim in reference to Sexman?
I know Sexman had to be in the middle of Skyrim.
Yeah, I think it was in the middle.
Okay. 10
'Cause,
hours.
He says the sax man. Me and my roommates, we did a 10-hour Sax Man challenge where we just stayed in our room for 10 hours with that on repeat for 10 hours.
It was the second attempt of the dorm.
Yes.
First
but
attempt, I think, went 6 or 7 hours, and then they quit, and it was like a different room. And
which is wild. Why? How could you get to 6 or 7 hours and be like, you know what, I'm done? You're like, no. and like, and I even had that satisfaction of completeness. No, me and my roommates were determined. I was determined. But anyway, honestly, we all had a good relationship. But you're probably wondering, how did Jalen and Mike meet? How did Mike and Kyle meet?
well, I guess we could flash back to where we were before. So you moving into Lansing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Flashback.
All right, so we're back in Lansing now. Paint a picture for y'all. It was me, Brandon, Ed living together in.
I graduated, by the way. This is 2015.
Yeah, so this was after his undergrad. Oh wow, yeah, didn't you? Yeah,
Same.
that's true. You did graduate.
Me and Brandon graduated.
Before me.
Kyle, you were a year.
Yeah, I had
later.
extra year.
Huh.
Oh, real quick, since we're jumping to that, just want to throw this out here. Me, Kyle, and Jalen lived together every year for the next couple of years after that, until we graduated.
Just about.
Yeah.
I would like some stories from that time at some point because it seems like that'd be really fun.
Yeah, some fun stories from that time.
Especially Martin Luther King days.
Oh my god.
We can save that for later.
Yeah,
that's a different conversation.
We're in Lansing.
I remember hearing about some of those. Those were fun. All right, we are in college town. Me, Brandon, Ed. I'm trying to paint a scene. I'm working at Brody. Ed's working at Brody. Brandon's working at Brandon. You bounced through a couple jobs in that apartment. It was like what, the Ramada.
These were the dark times.
Yeah, these were the dark times. You were there. Remember what were you like, an insurance, a door-to-door like insurance salesman or something?
At one point, yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't know. I remember talking about that.
You know, I wasn't very good at it, but I can deliver a pro tip. Turns out people don't want to answer the door for a big black guy right outside the door. Crazy, I know, but people don't even want to open the door. So I already had that going against me.
Well, yeah, that job was just never meant for you, I guess.
No, it wasn't. I am not a cute girl. That's not me. I am the
We had this apartment. We had these jobs. We had some pretty decent times. Honestly, I don't remember a lot of our time together with Ed. I started to remember things more once Ed left and once Kyle came. Like, at least like in this dynamic, there are a lot of things I remember about living in that apartment, but not like necessarily.
It wasn't big.
Yeah, I would say nothing like necessarily big happened for our friendship during that time. I would say I got to know you more. I would say it was around the time that like Final Fantasy 15 came out, because I think Resident Evil came out around that time too. And I remember playing like Final Fantasy and then going to your room and seeing you play Resident Evil and seeing that you were like
7.
Actually scared of like what was going on.
7. Man, that game is scary as hell. Resident Evil 7.
Yeah, I think like that around that point, I was like, wow, I think we might actually be friends. So the fact that I left what I was doing to go see what you were doing, and that was the first time it ever hit me. And I was like, oh, well, here we are now, I guess. So that was when I officially admitted to myself anyway that we were actually friends. Because up to that point, I'm like, we're cool, but like, are we friends?
My man's been living with me for several months, and he's like, I'm still waiting.
we cool. It's like we cool. Like, I don't know if we're like friends yet. But like over that time, like me, I personally feel like nobody, like I can't call somebody my friend if we have not seen each other struggle and seen like what that comeback looks like. Because like if you're somebody who like hits a wall and you just fumble and depend on me to carry you the rest of like your way until you feel better, you're not somebody I would call a friend, because I feel this is more so you depending on me. This isn't really a friendship. But like I've seen you at your lowest. I've seen you at your absolute lowest. You haven't seen me at my lowest, but you've seen me low, and we've seen each other bounce back. We've supported each other. We've supported each other in that bounce back, and that's kind of what like really set that in stone for me. But fast forward to when Ed moved out, I was really, really sad at that time because I lost my best friend. He moved out to Arizona, where I am now. and Kyle moved in soon after.
Wait. We gotta know how Kyle moved in.
How
I
did
called
Kyle?
Kyle. Oh, I got you. I called Kyle. I was like, hey, Kyle, I know you're living at your parents' house right now, but do you want to come live with us?
I was actually on the floor of an ex-girlfriend's house
Oh,
when I took that call.
Wow.
And Brandon was like, you want to move to Lansing? And I was like, yes.
I was just joking too. And I was like, oh, I got hyped as hell. I was like, yo, Jalen, you'd already moved, I think, to like Texas, right?
Yeah, I moved to Texas.
Man, I was sad about that, man.
August 2015.
That was sad.
I was sad about that.
Hurt my heart.
But I was like, he gonna come back though. That's what he was saying. He was like, I'm gonna come back.
Shit, I still want to come back.
This man still ain't come back. It's 2021. I'd
So
given up all hope.
the way my bank account's set up.
Hey, I feel it. But yeah, he moved in with us just out of the blue. Just did it, which was
well, it was
surprising.
it was an opportunity to. I mean, Brandon. I mean, I'll be honest. You're one of like from like when we met at Grand Valley. Like you're one of my best friends, and I don't mean that in any disrespect to Mike or Jalen, because they're great friends too, and I'll tell them they're my best friend when it's relevant. But
wow. Now remember, this feels real.
Yeah, I wouldn't have even said that part.
What I mean though is that what I mean though is that it was an opportunity to live with a friend again, right? I did not know what I was going to do next, and I didn't know where I wanted to go, and it was an opportunity to live with a friend. And so I said yes, and I went, and it was like, and Mike was there, and I got to know Mike, and like at first I was kind of like, okay, Mike seems all right. Like I don't know anything about this guy, but he seems cool. And then over time, like it was like, okay, yeah, Mike is cool. This I like Mike.
Yeah, I'm a pretty chill guy. Remember that time we threw a party?
We only threw one party.
We threw one party. We threw what I call Lit Fest, which became a really, really dope tradition after that. Because like the first one for me was really cool in that like throwing a party taught me who I cared to see and who I didn't. And it's like, why would I ever do this again for the people that I don't? And that is what made like Lit Fest was more a thing like when me and you lived together, like ourselves, Kyle. But yeah, like that more so came like from that first party of like having that and like having my fun. And like once like 11:30 rolled around, I knew who I wanted to stay and who I wanted to go. And at that point, it's like the people that I want to go are never coming to this again.
That's fair. That's a good system.
That's kind of the system I'm applying to my guest list. You know, like you know,
who have I had a terrible time with before? They can't go.
Yeah, man. You know, because it's like if I'm not really going with you think I'm trying to like have you get free drinks on my dime? What? And food? You better bring a bomb ass gift. Like,
oh my goodness! I'm glad we mentioned this wedding. I want to take a very quick sidestep. We can get right back to the topic in a second, but I want to ask, how do people feel about this? Because I feel strongly about.
Oh my god!
How do y'all feel about bringing a takeout box to the reception?
No, that's classless.
That is thank you, Jalen. Thank you, James.
How was it? All right, so what if I keep it in the car and like when I'm about to leave, I go get it? Maybe.
Here's what I'll say. All right, bringing the takeout container, the premeditated element of it.
Yeah,
I think is part of where the classlessness comes in. Right? If you are at a wedding and let's say it's a buffet, right, and you're getting ready to go and there's still plenty of food left. It's kind of later in the wedding. I don't necessarily see anything wrong with you taking a plate.
That's fine.
But the coming with the to-go box
coming with
is like, I am eating for two.
All right, so here's how the situation got painted. Like we were talking about like plus ones and whatnot. And I was like, I don't like know what my situation is gonna be around that time. So it's like, what if I take this +1 and I don't end up having one, can I still get the food that the +1 would have gotten
I
in a
told
to-go
him
box?
no.
Which I think is unfair.
And I was like, "What is wrong with you?" No.
But like, why though? Like, I genuinely don't understand. Like, where's this food going anyway?
You're welcome to. You can do that. And
Maybe at
people are gonna have
Kyle's
thoughts and
wedding.
feelings about
I
it.
don't give a.
Maybe at Kyle's wedding. You ain't gonna do it at mine.
All right, so look,
Have a
back
security
to
detail on your ass.
the caveat that I
Like-
mentioned. Like, what if, like, because y'all are saying like the classless part is coming in with the to-go box. No, like everybody knows what's happening at the end of the night. But like, what if I don't bring it in? Like, what if I keep it like in my car? Like, however I'm getting
don't
around.
bring anything in. Like,
I'm not bringing anything in. It was like, all right, y'all, I'm about to get ready to go, and it's like, all right, I get ready to leave, and I come back with the box at that point. Would it be better if I have it tucked in the jacket? All right, so can I have it tucked in the jacket? And then I come people like, oh no, he got a gun.
It's worse. It's worse if you have it tucked in the
I used
jacket.
I used to work security at weddings, and from my experience, they like it's a buffet. Everybody goes to their food, like, and then they might allow second rounds or whatever. Like once that is done, food goes away. Like it's not staying out there.
But where's away? That's my problem. Because like
the kitchen,
if okay, okay,
or
if
the
you
catering
like
truck.
taking it home, like if somebody gets this food, I'm fine because I'm under the impression it gets thrown away at the end.
Oh, my goal is to not let them do that if I can help it.
Okay,
like,
I can respect that.
Y'all can come over after. We can have a little party, but no, I ain't gonna let them throw away those food that we paying for if I can help it.
Okay, I rock.
I don't have to worry about that at my wedding.
You said
because I'm getting married in May.
Yeah.
Your
boy
Jay cruise. I'm eating regardless.
Like, yeah.
My man out here doing 15 hit combos on the side of houses, and you getting married before all of us. That's crazy.
And I found it so hilarious that I only know this story because of the cruise.
Oh,
oh shit. Okay.
That was
man.
Look at Kyle.
That was a case race. That was a case race.
Yeah. Kyle tried his hardest. Look at it. You see his vein popping out from the top of it.
I wasn't even there.
I wasn't either.
I was just there for the aftermath.
I didn't even know.
That was the only party I went to without Brandon and Kyle there. That's pretty sure. And I broke my head.
I remember that. I was like, you dumbass.
I always think about that, like, because when I was a kid, I used to be really angry, and sometimes I didn't have an outlet either. And there was a time that I did punch a wall, and it was a cement wall. Luckily, I didn't break my hand. But at that moment, I thought, why does anybody hit the wall? Like, one, the wall had anything to do with your problem, and like, two, you're gonna affect it more than it affects you.
It's just I think a blind drunken rage. But here,
if you were drunk, that makes even more sense.
It was a case race.
That makes even more sense. But that's what a case race. Okay, I put that together. I didn't know what a case race was.
But let's go back.
Let's get back on topic. We were talking about us three living together. We threw that party. That party was very fun, taught me a lot. And then what other like times did us three have?
I cooked that chicken.
Oh my oh my god. Oh, all right. So I want you to tell that story first because you're the one who really lived it, and I caught the tail end of it.
Yeah. So I had moved in, and I feel like I had moved in prior to like the official move-in date for the apartment complex. And so like shortly after I moved in, we had some new neighbors. And I think the consensus was that they were kind of cute and we wanted to get to know them. And
Mike and Mike and Kyle.
Yeah, Brandon has nothing to do with it.
Okay.
Not me.
That's fair. So one idea was to invite them over for dinner. We did that. We invited them over for dinner. And I prepared the menu. I did. And it was like an Italian chicken, and with potatoes and garlic bread. And I think the garlic bread came out great.
There you go. Talk about the positives first.
Brandon handled the potatoes, and I thought that in the potatoes, I was sweating because the potatoes were not getting done fast enough. Right, everything else was done. The potatoes weren't done. I didn't time it right. The chunks were too big. It wasn't Brandon's fault. Brandon was doing his best, and I appreciated every minute of it.
No problem.
But the chicken, which was my responsibility, was pretty bad. What I did is I took the chicken and I poked it with a fork and I put it in a bag with some Italian dressing, right? Let it soak in that, right? I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No.
Then I put it on a baking sheet with like a slice of a tomato and some cheese. And I baked it. And well, I guess partially, one, they were real thick.
Wait. How did you season that chicken?
I mean, I soaked it in an Italian dressing.
All right, so like how long did you soak it?
My man
probably like a couple hours, maybe.
My man has got an eyedropper and put a little bit of Italian dressing on it.
No, it was in the bag. It was needless to say, it was a very quiet dinner, and I don't think it was because the food was good.
I don't remember else.
And we really only had a couple more interactions with them after that. And so I don't blame it fully on the chicken, but I do think it was not the great impression.
Yeah, if I knew that was happening, that's definitely something that should have been a me thing. Or a Brandon.
Or
Brandon didn't have a point, but like a me thing at least. Or at least I could have been there to help or something. Because I didn't know this was happening, but I knew I wouldn't be there for it because I was at work.
I thought it was supposed to be like I thought we were doing it, and then it was like
no, because I had to work that night. I had to work.
I don't know. I wasn't trying to do that by myself.
Yeah, I was like,
I know so much.
I know for a fact that I was like, I just got home I got home from work like apparently like 10 minutes after they left or something like that.
I mean, there's a possibility that our communication wasn't on point at that time.
Yeah, and I remember when I came in the apartment, it wasn't necessarily a somber vibe, but I definitely felt a that happened kind of feel.
It did happen.
And then you were like, yeah, food's in the microwave. And I'm like, all right. So I go get this plate out the microwave. I see the chicken with the tomato and the cheese on it. I'm like, who does this? And then I see the potatoes. I don't know if I had garlic bread or not.
I hope you did.
I would imagine I did. But I was too focused on everything else. So I remember sitting down with this plate, getting a fork and a knife, cutting into this chicken, and I'm like, no, this is super juicy. And then like I go to take a bite, I'm like, oh, that's just water.
Yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't great. I feel like my cooking skills have improved since then. I am happy to say.
He learned what salt and pepper was.
And then
other seasonings.
Like the worst part was like it's at least for me was I was like I don't even like tomato either, so I'm like this is just compounding to not be great. Then I taste the potatoes, I'm like these are decent, and I'm like Kyle, you made these potatoes? Like no, that was Brandon. I'm like of course. And I'm like where's Jordan and Olivia? It's like they left. Yeah, they went back home. I'm like well how was it? I know this part didn't go well, but at least they probably had like a fun night. It was pretty quiet, and I'm like, oh, okay. Well,
it really was.
I wouldn't say
like an awkward quiet.
It was a little awkward.
It wasn't. I would say it was a mild to medium awkward. It wasn't spicy awkward, but mild to medium.
So I remember thinking to myself, why am I even here? Like what? like why? I have nothing to gain from this, like at all. Like maybe
that was not great.
Yeah, but
the only other major memory I have from that year would have been the election of Donald J. Trump to president. But then we went on a cruise.
And then, right. And then like right after that, we went on a cruise.
Yeah, how long after the election was the cruise?
That was like the next month.
Really? Damn.
Yeah, that was like a month and a week or two later, like about 5-6 weeks.
These were during the broke times for me, but I scrounged together some money to get on this cruise. I was like, I'm
Man,
going on this damn
I
cruise.
barely made it.
Bro, I was balling on a major budget. I think I had like $700 to work with for the whole cruise.
Bro, I don't remember like when when we got off of the bar crawl excursion, I was like, all right, I can allow myself $60. I barely made it.
All right, before we get to the cruise, let's talk about how me and Mike met.
That was on the cruise. We kind of have to get to the cruise.
That was
yeah. Well, we met on the way to the cruise, really.
Well, yeah, we met on the way to the cruise. We didn't meet at the airport, did we?
Yeah, we did. At Miami airport.
Yeah, because we all took the shuttle together to the hotel.
Yeah,
yep, I do remember. Oh my god, Miami was such a weird time.
We went to that Irish bar in Miami. Like, what were we doing? Like,
we went to an Irish bar.
I don't know. It was going to an Irish bar.
We went to that. We went down the
street.
To like it was like an Irish pub type of place.
I remember.
Oh my god, I do remember that because I went to a place in Chicago that looked really similar.
And then we got sushi.
I did not go along for that. That was when I first took an overhead shower, and once I did that, like they literally left for sushi, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go take a shower, because I've had a day. So I went to take a shower, and it felt so nice that I got out of that shower. I sat around, I read a book for a little bit, and they still hadn't been back yet. And I was like, I'm taking another shower. I got right back in. It was so nice. Oh my goodness. And to this day, there are two things I know that I need in my house, because I do want a house built for me at some point in my time. And that needs to include an overhead shower and a big kitchen. Those are the only two things I want. And the overhead shower is the number one priority. But yeah, we got on this cruise. I remember we got on the cruise, and the first thing I literally thought was, I should have expected the showers to not be overhead. And I was kind of disappointed that they weren't. Like going from the hotel to the ship. But before we even get to the ship, I want to talk about Miami. Weird place, full of weird people. I'm not gonna say everybody there is weird, but
I still can't believe that Uber driver just dropped us off.
Somewhere, bro.
After we were in that car for like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Right. And like, oh my god, I'm like, yeah, take us to South Beach. And you're like, all right. And then he just pulls us up at some place. I'm like, all right, bet we get out. Giant sandcastles, bitch is desolate. It's like 3 people there, and nobody's they're all homeless.
Coconuts.
Oh my god, there were coconuts everywhere.
But we found the beach. We did find
the beach. I got some cool pictures at the beach. But yeah, needless to say, we got the fuck out of there, because that's not.
We went to like the outdoor mall place.
Yeah, whatever that outdoor mall place was, we went there. I remember Kyle got caught up because they asked him about like Ronaldo versus Messi.
And then I tried to actually give an opinion, and then they wanted more. And
then you were like, well, you tell me. I remember.
I was like, Kyle, just walk past him. It's okay. Like, you don't know anything about this.
Right. I'm over like, I don't understand why he's doing. I'm like, because there's a camera here. That's the only reason. He's just trying.
Well, I would more so it was 2 people. They walked up to us.
They did just walk up to us.
They walked right up to us. And I think that they got more eye contact from me than they did from y'all. And
no, because I remember them asking.
They tried to ask us.
They were like, "Who do you think's gonna win in this contest?" And I'm like, "I don't know shit about that." And
my brother pays attention to soccer, and so I felt like I had an opinion. But then after I gave my opinion, I realized that was based on just kind of crosstalk versus educated, researched opinion on something.
Oh, well, why do you think Messi's gonna win? Because like last couple times they played, this happened. Oh, well, you tell me.
She was like really
right. Low key, I was about to get on camera. I'm glad I didn't, but I wanted to get on and be like, "Yo, it sounded like you had your answer already." Like, I'm just starting to think you want conflict. These Miami folk different, bro.
Yeah. Well, then there was that like dessert bar that was trying to sell us like $30 drinks. Like,
yeah, was that like place where we sat outside?
We sat down. Yeah. They got us to sit down, and then we looked at that menu for about 2 minutes, and then we were like, how do we get out of here? And then we got up and left.
And then we got up and left. And then that's when we went to the pub.
We did go to we went to the pub. Like that was the first place we went, but then we also went to a different bar.
I do remember
in that place.
Okay.
And then
the different bar is the one I'm thinking about.
It rained at some point. Yeah, we got in another Uber.
Yep, I do remember that. And then we went back to the hotel.
Oh, the story about the Uber driving back to the hotel.
No, don't even talk about that. Don't even talk about that.
That's all me.
Just know that we.
Maybe different story
for you.
Me.
I know what you're talking about.
I'm not talking about what you guys are talking
about.
I
know what he's talking about.
I was like, I remember something.
He's talking about El Baño.
Don't say that. Yeah, Mike, don't bring that up. All right, just leave it alone.
Yeah. So we were on the Uber. So we had been drinking like I don't know how long we were out there, like 3-4 hours, and stop it. And I had to go to the bathroom so bad. Like as soon as we got in the car, I was like, "Damn, I got to the bathroom." And that drive home was like 30 minutes
traffic
in Miami traffic on a Friday at like 5 o'clock. And our Uber driver, he did not speak English at all. I don't think. And
no, he didn't.
I think I was sitting.
Wait, no, I do think he did speak a little because of what Brandon said in his reaction. So he asked him to know something.
Yeah, let's not talk about that, dog. Let's not talk about that, dog.
Well, I was saying like I asked him to the bathroom. Can you take me somewhere to the bathroom? He didn't seem to know what I was saying, so I just was like, "Baño." Baño. He's like, "Oh, okay." And he just pulled over to the side, and I had to run across the street to the trees, and I went to the bathroom, came back, and he took us on home. I'm like, I'm so glad I remember what bathroom was in Spanish.
I'm pretty sure we all had to use the bathroom. Because I remember we were all drinking like pretty heavily.
I was the only one that got out. It was
I definitely was like upset with the traffic for a lot of reasons, including the bathroom. Yeah. But I think Jalen was in the front seat, and so it was sort of like it was like he left, and it was like, damn. He's just out there doing that.
Well, hey, quick lesson for Jalen and listeners who don't know Spanish, who end up in a situation with a Spanish-speaking person who can't understand their English. Necesito un baño is how you say, I need a bathroom. Just in case. Necesito un baño.
Baño is one of the words you must know.
The more you know.
This is a learning place.
A learning place. There are many things that go on here. So we got the cruise. Oh my goodness, I'm very excited to talk about the cruise. I feel like
the boys cruise part 1.
Well, yeah. Oh my goodness. So I remember the very first thing that came to mind at mention of the cruise was when we pulled up at the airport and like we started doing the video of us like running from the car to like the inside of the airport. That was very fun.
This all started as a random thought. I think
whose idea is that?
It was mine.
Brandon called me and was like, "Hey, do you want to go on a cruise?" And at the time, I was like, "Yeah." And then I started doing research, and then I was like, "Okay, Kyle, I guess you're planning this."
Yeah.
And that's what happened.
Pretty much, the trips that we go on, it usually starts with me just saying, "Hey, y'all want to do this? Like, we could just do it." And then we were like, "Oh shit, we kind of can." That's honestly what prompted me and Kyle going on our like week-long trip to see both of you guys. I just called him one day. I was like, "Hey, what do you think about doing this for this week?" And then we did it. That cruise was fun as hell. Lots of memories.
Super fun.
It's been dubbed the boys cruise.
The boys cruise, yes. We are now known as, I don't know if everybody has acknowledged us as the cruise crew, but that's what I call it.
Is that
cruise
official?
The cruise crew.
Copyright trademark?
We can't. I would love to have that copyrighted just to say I have something copyrighted.
Also, as a quick aside, people, this is all going towards my ultimate goal. My bucket list, one of my bucket entries is to be a platinum. I think it's here diamond or platinum. Whichever one's the higher one. Diamond. A diamond member for Carnival Cruises.
What do you have to do to be a diamond member?
Go on a lot of cruises.
Yeah, they're going a lot.
Sell your soul to Carnival Company.
I think it's like
25
or something like that.
25.
No, that's a lot of cruises.
Oh my god!
Okay.
Think of that money he spent. They
My
trying to get-
granddad's a Florida Diamond member.
I mean, at the rate that Brandon's getting these like discounts from Carnival, he can make it happen.
I will
Yeah,
make it.
I gotta call Carnival and find out where my discounts are at.
Yeah, I'm about to get that
Bro.
Cheers package for free.
But this cruise is what we were talking about. While we were waiting to board the ship, I remember we had a spelling bee, and I learned a lot that spelling bee.
Yeah.
Namely, that not only Kyle, somebody else, Jalen, was it you too that also was not like really good at spelling? I know Kyle was like noticeably bad, but there was somebody else where I'm like, you are a competition with Kyle. And I
It
don't
wasn't
remember
me.
that was, Jalen had to be you.
Yeah,
I know
maybe it was
me.
you.
I can tell you for a fact it's not.
I
me.
came second place in mine.
Sounds like
best
the
speller
consensus
here.
is that I was the worst speller.
Oh yeah, that was never
Yeah,
that was never up for debate.
That was obvious.
For those who won't get access to the first episode we ever recorded, we had a segment called Kyle Spells a Word because that was comedy for us. What word did we do?
Onomatopoeia.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I do remember that.
I think I got close to.
Nah, I think you spelled one. Well, if we're talking about the cruise day, it's
Well,
different.
onomatopoeia.
Yeah,
I
you
know
know.
I
Cruise
was
day, yeah. That was bad. That was bad spelling.
I feel
Glad
like
you're
I think
missing.
it was the word erasable that put you out at the cruise.
Erasable. That one's a tough one.
Is it?
I mean, let me think. It's what ERASABLE.
Boom, there you go.
Well, look at
That doesn't
that.
seem that hard.
Maybe, yeah, there
Look
you
at
go.
you.
Maybe all I had to do was believe.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe that's all that's ever been missing from your spelling is confidence. Man, oh my
guess.
god. Speaking of spelling and confidence, I remember like spelling tests when I was little, and like I don't know if any parent now uses this like teaching strategy with their kids, but I want to be the first one to tell you that it's wrong if you do. Yelling at your kid because they got an answer wrong will not make them get it right. Like ever.
Wow.
I remember specifically the word 8 and how I used to struggle with that. And I was like, A, but my mom was like, no, EIGHT. And I look at her like, what? Whatever. Okay. So E A, and then she like, I'll beat your ass if you get it wrong again. And I'm like, now I'm afraid. And I'm like, A, and then she hit me. I'm like, bro, I don't know. Then she was like, what makes you think you got an A in it? I'm like, say it. I'm like, what do you mean? Say the word. 8.
I mean, are you right?
And I was so confused. She did that for like the word 8. I remember that was the thing for like my phone number. And I'm like, bro, I don't even care to know my phone number. I'm like 4. I'm like, what do I need to know my phone number for? Man, but like that was a quick aside. But we had that spelling bee. And then we got on the ship, which I feel like the process of like boarding the ship to getting to do whatever you want took way longer than I thought it would. And
always does.
I was pretty frustrated about that because I didn't.
I remember. I was like, chill out, dog. Be patient.
I'm
Well,
over
you
there
gotta,
like,
you gotta submit to the system a little bit.
Yeah,
on
you
that
got
to
you got
enjoy
to do
yourself.
the whatchamacallit, the what happens if there's an emergency thing and all that
It
stuff.
takes-
like,
it takes some time.
It was definitely important information, but I was not like the fact that we were all just gathered there on the deck like that, just standing around listening to people talk. I'm like, this is not what I put myself at like at financial death's door for. Like I want to get to doing my shit.
I remember I was like, Mike, it's gonna get better, I promise. Because I was so excited because I had been on a cruise before, so I was ecstatic. But I think Mike, you hadn't been on one, and Kyle, you hadn't been
No,
on one.
I'd never been on
And
one.
so I was excited for them because I was like, yeah, and this man Mike already talking it down, and I'm pissed off because of that, because I'm like, this is the best time I ever had. He over here talking down. We haven't even started the fucking cruise. He already getting mad.
Dog, because
like,
I'm
this the worst
over
thing
here
ever.
like by the time we finish talking about this, I'm about to be ready for dinner. And after dinner, I'm about to kick it and then get ready to go to bed. I ain't trying to sit out here
This man
with this
talking about-
crowd of people talking about like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. This is how you do this. And I'm not trying to discredit it. I just don't remember what he said. It's like, and this is how you do that. And this is what we should do when this happens and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, bro, low-key, I feel it in my heart. None of this is gonna happen. Can I just like go drink? Can I go do whatever it is I came here to do? I don't even know what I came here to do. So like, can I go figure that out? Like, but then here we are doing that. Once we made it past that, first thing we did was go to the cafeteria. I have no idea what I ate. I don't remember anything. I don't remember anything I ate on that cruise except for like this one soup that I had. Whereas like initially they brought it to me in a big ass bowl, and there was just like a little circular like rice thing in the middle, and I'm like, there's no soup in this bowl. No, I'm like, there is no soup in this bowl. I'm like, this is air with a rice thing in the middle. Then they came in and they poured like a little sip of soup, and I'm like, this is it. I'm like, this is what fancy people do.
I had snails.
Ugh,
Okay.
Escargot.
Let's also preface this that we were in the dining room,
the fine dining
is
room.
free, which is free to us. But
that don't matter. If I wanted a sip
I
of
paid
soup,
for that.
like,
It's still all you can eat.
Yeah,
not in the fancy one. It wasn't.
Yeah,
was it?
it was.
Fancy
It
one,
was.
as long as you kept ordering and
I
it was
never
within
knew that.
your time window, you're fine.
I don't think I knew that. Wow.
I've tried multiple things. Like,
yeah, I think I ordered like 2 servings of escargot one dinner. That shit was good.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I had the chocolate lava cake the first time there. I had some Holland, like the eggs Benedict in the morning. Man, I was going crazy.
Fancy breakfast was something that I did not take advantage of.
I was not a fan.
Well, come May,
I felt that menu was very limited, honestly, and then I ended up getting like some kind of like salmon and something, and it was gross.
Oh, bagel and lox.
Oh, that was amazing. Yeah,
I love bagels and lox.
Yeah, that was
the salmon, right?
That's you know what? That's what tells me
bagel with salmon.
You ain't got
and chives and onions.
You don't have a fancy palate, man. You ain't sophisticated like my boy, me and Jalen, and possibly Kyle.
I guess I don't.
I like salmon,
and I'll be that. Like I like salmon too, but I didn't like that.
But yeah, that's how Jalen and Mike met. And, you know, through the years, we just kicked it. That cruise really brought all of us like real close together. So just through the years since that cruise.
Just the way you said it.
Yeah, you made it sounded
real close together.
Yeah, it sounded real sarcastic.
I didn't really mean it that way. But it brought us all together through the years. We just been close, played some games together, and dreamed of the days that we could have the Boys Cruise Part 2 or 2.0. But that day is coming. Oh, it's 1.5.
Yeah,
1.5.
1.5.
2.0 will come.
Yeah, I like that. Say it again, Jalen.
2.0 will come.
All right. I look forward to it. You know, your boy is on his way to the come up. As has been noted, I have had some dark times. But my time has finally come. If my life has always been a roller coaster going on the bound part, guess what? We rising up. We're going up there, and we're not even gonna do a drop. We're just gonna go up and then maybe plateau for a little bit, never to go down ever again. Those poor souls, like, never could see their families again.
Whoa, I'm lost. You lost me there. I was with you. I was like, good luck with that plan. But you lost me with the last part.
Think about it. You have like a roller coaster, right? And all these people are thinking, oh yeah, we're about to have a great time. And they've been like falling down. They've been going down this roller coaster for a long ass time. They're like, man, when is this gonna end? I can't scream any longer. And then they finally hit like a dip and they start going up. And it's just ticking up. They're like, oh wow, okay, this is going well. I haven't been going up in a while. And then they just keep going up, and then just at one point it just like plateaus, and they're like, when will this end? So, and they can never see their families again, because it never will end.
You could put like a station on the plateau, and then they could get off.
Okay, well, how are they gonna get to the ground?
To where?
To the ground.
To the ground? No. I mean, it would be like, it's more of a transport. It's more about the journey than the destination.
Oh no, I don't believe in that. Fuck this journey. This journey's trash.
I'm gonna go on record and say I full on disagree with that. The journey is far more important than the destination.
Okay, that is spoken. I don't know, man. I can't agree. I was about to say like it's spoken like a person that they never struggled, but you have, so I can't say that.
I have. So like, let's say you fall asleep tonight. You wake up a year later. You have $10,000. You wake up a year from now. You have $10,000 isn't that much. Let's say you've racked up $50,000
by sleeping.
You just slept. You woke up the next morning. You have $50,000, but you're also like a year in the future, maybe two. Who knows? I don't know. You mean to tell me the process of how you got that money does not matter to you at all?
Hell no! I got $50,000. Wow, it would be kind of crazy to wake up and go to sleep and then wake up and got $50,000.
No, and like but it's like this is like yours. Like this is your money that you over this time have earned. You just did it unconsciously. Me personally, I am far more interested in what I did to get that $50,000 because that $50,000 didn't just come from 0 to 50. I had to build that. So I was like, how did I build that? How did I maintain? Like, what am I doing that got me that money? Like, there's so much more important to me than the fact that I have this money because I have that money. That's dope. I'm glad I have it because now I can move forward with it. But my thing is moving forward with it without really appreciating how I got it is just gonna, or at least I feel is gonna lead me back to the point of not having it because I never learned to embrace that journey along the way. I got this far, but I didn't learn a single lesson.
I mean, right, but I'm gonna be far more hyped the fact that
don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna be hyped. But my thing is about this money is like, okay, this money came in some kind of way that I'm not really sure of. And I'm sure like in order to get that money, like losses had to happen. So I had to learn from loss as much as I learned from my gains, but I didn't learn anything. So whatever's going to happen with this is going to happen with it. And I kind of have to pick up on the fly. Because at that point, like if I see that 50, I'm like, I'm assuming I'm building. I didn't plan to get to 50 and stop here. So I assume I'm going somewhere else. But it's like, how do I go further when I don't know how I got here?
I guess. But I guess we can just be two different people though. Because I've been in the dumps for far too long. You know? It takes a special kind of person to be at a lower spot than they want to be and still be confident as hell.
That's just called resilience. And I guess that's a special quality in people.
Yeah. You know? You gotta keep moving forward. Like it takes a lot to, you know, realize where you are and not be happy where you are and realize how much it's gonna take to get to that point and still take those steps to do it.
Yeah, and I'm not sure that's what really earned my respect for you because like there are on the opposite end people who are in crappy situations like that complain just as much as you did, but they leave it at that. It's just complaint. But it's like you're like, man, I don't like where I am, blah, blah, this, that, and the other. And it's like, but like also on the other side of that was I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. And once I do these things, I know I'm on a better route. Like you went back to school, made it through that. Well, you're at the end of it now, like presumably made it. Now you got this job lined up that's really, really dope. Your relationship is at the highest point than I have seen it at any point. Because I remember there was a point where I thought things were getting really rocky because like you were at that rock bottom and the question became, how long do you plan to be at this rock bottom? You like, bro, I can't answer that. And I'm like, damn, I really hope that this is one of those ones, like Brandy's one of those ones that stays down. And like she did, like, and she has earned my respect through that because like
real man,
she's been very vocal, like, yo, these are things I want out of my relationship that I feel like you're not giving me right now. Your whole thing was I need time, and she gave you that, and that's really cool. And it paid off really well.
Real talk. I do want to say a real quick aside to that, ladies, for anyone that is listening to you. You give a man that is on the dumps, that is trying to better themselves time to do that, and you show them that you're willing to stick with them through the whole thing, man, they will give you the world after they actually do make it. At least the ones that are actually worth something.
I mean, yeah, the ones that are actually worth something. There are ones like
some of them might just dump you because they like I can do better.
I got hoes now.
Right, but you could kind of figure out who that person is that's gonna be there for you. But loyalty is big for men. And if they figure out they got one that's with them at their worst, but like still with them when they get to their best, they will give you the world once they make it. And that's something different, Brandy.
Sure.
Man, that's dope. Did we finish the cruise conversation? How long was the cruise? It was 4 days, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that was the and Jalen, yours for your wedding is gonna be a week.
7. And I was like,
I'm really curious how that's gonna be because I remember getting off the boat after that 4th day and thinking that this was the perfect amount of time for a cruise. I'm like, I didn't get to that point where I got tired of it, but I felt that time coming.
Well, I mean, I'd only been on 7-day cruises prior to that.
Oh wow! So what was the shorter experience like?
It just felt short. Only we went to 2
Key
destinations.
West. We went to Key West and Cozumel.
Yeah, it just felt shorter to me, and not as much sea time, which I think is some of the most fun days on the cruise.
I would agree with that. Just going to all the events that are happening,
Yeah.
like
that is my one regret. I didn't get involved enough.
I did a lot of events, man. I went to a couple of comedy shows.
I'm kind of sad I missed that like live game show.
Yeah, I went to the I went to that. That was
I was full on asleep as that happened.
Kyle,
I woke up to Brandon being
I got picked and I played Basketball Connect 4 and I think I got one of the winning shots.
Yeah, I remember I was getting hyped as hell. I was in the let's go. I was like Kyle's cheerleader out there. I was so hyped that he got picked.
I think they use like a categories or something to pick the people, I think.
Oh, and I will say about 7-day cruises, the days off shift are less rushed because you know how like how Key West was like we got there like 8 a.m. and had to leave by like 1.
Yeah.
Every day on the May cruise is going to be like a full day
in that place.
Port. Yeah.
That's interesting. Well, I actually like that a lot, bro. I'm trying to live, bro. Like, yeah, I'm not the same person as I was on that first cruise, and that's why I'm so excited. I'm in a much healthier state of mind. I'm in a much happier state of mind. I'm in like my most explorative state of mind. Like, I really want to experience everything the ship and like off the ship has to offer, and and I have money for it all now. Like, oh my goodness, I'm actually so excited.
You know what? I'm gonna have money too.
Bro, we about to be in there, bro. I'm telling you, 2.0.
I'm going back to the casino.
No. Cruise casinos are still where the devil lives. That is not where I will be.
Man, I was going hot on there, man. I was on the roulette team. I was going crazy.
You
lost it all.
Until I lost. No, you see, the problem is I didn't set like a number for myself. I should have said like, okay, once I get to this amount, because I had one like double what I had.
Yeah, once you gotta set an amount and then be able to put that in your pocket and say, okay, I'm not.
Yeah, you gotta be able to like get up, walk away, and like breathe and like let the endorphins like get out of your system, and then go back with like a standard amount.
Yeah, I was 21, 22, so I was a little young, But we about to come back to this cruise, being different. Of different mind.
Grown ass men now. Oh my goodness. Yeah. It's crazy. Oh my god. But whole vibe is about to be different. Oh my god. I'm so excited for that. I can't wait.
We should try and cheat the beer system again.
I don't think I'm gonna attempt that since it wasn't we weren't cheating anything.
We really thought we had it figured out.
We were cheating ourselves. Yeah. We're gonna congratulate our boy Jalen for getting married, finding a woman that will put up with him. That's great. That's great. Can we have speeches? Because I'd love to give a speech.
Oh my god, I don't really want to.
I don't know if we're doing that.
That's okay. I don't actually really want to. I'm actually really
Brandon. I want a speech at yours.
Why?
Because one, I'm about to turn the crowd. This has to be like either at the reception or like right before it starts. Because I want to be the one to turn everybody
Turn everybody up.
Turn everybody up in the name of Brandon and Brandy. That's what I'm trying to do out here. You know
what
what's
you should
crazy?
do- what you should do is have Brandon let you get on the DJ mic for a minute.
Oh
and
my
say what you
god.
gotta say.
Yo, let me do like
Party
a
started.
15-minute DJ set, please.
We'll see.
Think about it, because that's a little less time. You'll have to pay whatever DJ you got, or you can just say fuck the DJ and let me do it. I don't want to do that.
You gotta work your wedding though.
Yeah, I say I genuinely don't want to do that. But I can make like a nice little 15-minute set list, like that'd be fine. And I already know one song I'm putting in there. You don't know what it is, but you'll be really happy to hear it. And I can't tell you why you'd be happy to hear it, because it kind of gives things away. So I'm gonna keep that one wrapped up, keep it tucked, just in case I do get this opportunity. But yeah, I want to turn the crowd up in some way, shape, or form. The DJ idea is actually better than a speech, because I don't really care to do a speech at a wedding, except for mine. And
yeah, I mean, I'm kind of dreading because, like, Vic's getting married, and that means I gotta do a speech, and I'm like, oh God, like, oh God. But I'll do my
do
best.
you plan to like write one or speak from the heart?
I should probably write it, to be honest.
Bullet points.
Yeah, I was say nice. I'm gonna probably do bullet points, and I won't promise myself I'll necessarily stick to them based on where the flow of the conversation goes.
I'm a funny guy, so maybe it's better to just kind of go with the flow, but I gotta find out I gotta do some research on wedding speeches. Like, what am I really supposed to be talking about, stuff like that.
Dick's your best man, right?
Yeah.
All right, so that means he has to do the speech for yours. So how do you react if for his speech he turns on like a beat and literally raps a song that has not like a song he wrote that has nothing to do with you, Brandy, your wedding, anything? He's like, so I made this new track. I wanted everybody to hear
my new EP's coming out.
My new EP coming out. I wanted to announce that here at this letter.
Oh my god, I
call it victory.
Victory. That'd be pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie, but I'd have to probably beat yourself after. Like, I probably have to. But I saw like this post someone made of like they were they had like before and afters, like it was during the reception. It's like, hi, my name is so and so, and this is my first drink. And then like later on in the day,
I would love to do.
It is like this is like my 8th drink or something.
All right, so we need Brandon, since you're the one that's getting the cheers package for free. I really think we should recreate that, and it should be with you because you're the only one who gets to do this for free.
I mean, there's like 15 minutes in between each one. If you'll remember that.
I didn't remember that.
Yeah.
Well, we can fill in some of the gaps with other drinks.
Yeah.
Not all the gaps, but some of the gaps.
I don't know if I'm trying to like waste all my 15 drinks on random people.
You get 15? What do you mean on random people? You're the only one drinking. I'm saying you get drunk.
Me.
You.
Oh, I thought y'all were saying like I should give y'all drinks.
You provide it. No, I was saying you do it since you're the one who gets the free drinks.
Oh, gladly. If you would like me to do that, Jalen, I will do that for you.
That's Mike.
Yeah, that was me. I don't know if Jalen wants that for you or not. I do.
Huh?
I'm confused. Is this for my wedding or Jalen's wedding?
Just for Jalen's.
But he's talking to you, Brandon.
There's an open bar at my wedding.
It is? Oh, never mind. I'm in there.
I'm about to go crazy.
We all doing it.
Hey, you got a video person?
Yeah, we're gonna need a video person. Right?
Not like an official one.
We got phones.
Oh my god! If y'all get a videographer, I'm going nuts.
Yeah.
We about to do that. I'm about to
Feels
go
like
over.
a warning.
I'm about to go over to him like, hey, I don't know if the bride and groom told y'all, but like they want to shoot this The Office style. So take me over to the side so I can do like my little side interview.
Yes.
That's what I want for my wedding. I genuinely want an Office style like reception.
That would be sick. That would be sick. Oh man, I hope you get married one day so we can do that.
Me too. Me too. I do hope to get married one day specifically for that.
Yeah, man, I'd be a part of that. This man's getting married. Never thought I'd see the day.
There needs to be like so many moments that somebody does something like the camera zooms in on me, like giving them an awkward face, like, wow, that happened. Oh, that would be so fun. But yeah, that's kind of all we got as far as our cruise talk. This whole conversation went on way longer than I thought it would, honestly.
Yeah.
But it was one of those ones that it didn't
Yeah, it
make
is.
sense to cut it short.
Yeah.
You know what? I think this is a good first. This is definitely good for the first episode. How are we looking on time? We doing around time?
I can't.
Or are we
look at
done?
time, so I have no idea.
I think we've been going for almost
An hour and a half.
I say we're not quite at an hour and a half yet, but I feel like we're pushing out an hour and a half. If you're listening at home, where are we at? Go ahead and check. Unless you're driving, don't do that. That's dangerous.
I mean, it's not like it's gonna matter. What are they gonna do? Go on Twitter and be like, "Hey, you were at this point," and it's like weeks removed. It's like, oh, okay, cool.
That would be informative at the very least.
Yeah. Write down in the comment section how you're feeling about this. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.
But yeah, honestly, like we could do more, but I think this is a good point to wrap up on things. So this was very fun. We had far more in store for you, but we had far more stories about ourselves than we thought we did. So tune in next week where we will have a lot more fun for you. We'll have some conversations to get you going on your day, whether you're on your way to work, whether you're just on the road, whether you're at home cleaning, whatever you do when you listen to your podcast. We want to be the ones in your ears while you do it.
I couldn't clean while I was listening to a podcast. I can't concentrate.
How hard do you need to concentrate on cleaning?
I mean, if you want to do it right,
I've cleaned many. I don't know if I've cleaned
talking
without
about like a
music.
deep cleaning.
Yeah,
Actually, Brandon. Now that I think about it, if I'm being completely honest,
oh no, don't take this time to slight me.
It's not necessarily to slight you, but like I don't even gotta say it if you don't want it to be said. I'll just keep that one tucked too.
Man, this man be taking every shot he can.
Because you talking about like how you can't concentrate. Fuck it, then I'm gonna tell you. You like, yo, I can't concentrate. I mean, I can't clean and like listen to music because I can't concentrate. I'm gonna be honest. Most of the time,
listen to music.
Oh, then what did you say? I thought you said
I was talking about for podcasts.
Oh, listen to the podcast. Okay, you can't listen to podcasts and clean at the same time.
If I'm actually trying to hear the podcast,
Okay, I was about to say, like, most of the time I was living with you, it seems like you always tried to clean while listening to podcasts then, because you had a typically messy room anyway. So
it's my room. What's that matter?
So to hear, like, yeah, I can't clean under these conditions. Like, which ones can you?
Wow. This man is absolute garbage.
Oh my goodness.
Look, people, and listen at home. It's my fucking room. I can have it as dirty or as clean as I wanted. Forget this man, Mike. Gonna take this time to slight me right at the end, huh? We had a jolly time.
You were the one. I don't know how we got to the topic of cleanliness, but like once we got there, I felt like things needed to be said. I didn't want any false impressions.
Once we got things needed to be said.
I'm over here talking about just I can't concentrate on listening to the content of a podcast.
Oh, I thought you.
Time to shine.
Because I thought you were saying like I can't focus on cleaning while listening to a podcast. That's the way I took it, and I'm like, what? Wait, how much sense does that make?
You took that as like a personal thing. I gotta tell the world. It's time. I've been holding on to this for years.
Oh my goodness. Well, with that, we can go ahead and wrap this up. I don't know what that sound was, but we can go ahead and wrap this up. This has been the Everything and Nothing podcast with your guys, Mike, Brandon, Jalen, and Kyle.